Hello, you beautiful souls. How are you doing? Well, it's been a while and I've definitely missed you. So it's time for a new phase. And I believe many people are feeling the same. As many of you know, surrender has been a common theme for me because just like many others, after my surrender in February 2022, that's when the pure magic happened for me. And I'm going to speak about this more going forward for sure. Today's surrender meditation will be very different from what you might have experienced with me in previous events. This is really about our own connection to our higher selves, to source, and letting go of the controlling ego. For many, this type of meditation may be the only thing they ever need. So your feedback on this YouTube feed or privately in an email would be very much appreciated, as this can also help others in attending this type of meditation. So I was absolutely directed to do today's meditation, and with the support and assistance of a very connected dear soul called Jan, who, like many other souls, just does her thing at home, assisting and helping so many people out of the limelight. So thank you, Jan. However, I have now put in a guided and directed deep clearing, so a bit like what I've done before, but it will also include surrender for the 29th of April. So that will be another free event. And you would recognize that more clearly with my previous work. I know most of us want to help as many souls as we can on this path, but we're all on different levels. So please feel free to register for that second event on the 29th of April. So back to this event. For the live and the repeat of the live, there will be 8 minutes of silence in the middle of this meditation, but that will go like a flash. Many of you won't even want to come back from that 8 minutes, and that's what happened in the practice sessions. Um, but after the live, I'm also going to put some music on a different version with that 8 minutes. So be full of background music with that 8 minutes with the amazing Mark Sutton. I will put his links with all his information so you can follow his work. He has some awesome titles and musical pieces. So I do encourage anyone to do this meditation and connection on a regular basis. And once you have listened to the introduction, which will take a few minutes, once you've done that, you can actually just skip to the straight to the meditation when you are repeating. Because anybody can include this on a practice on a regular practice. So just before I get into it, I'm just going to make sure that all is well. And it seems it is. So, why is surrender so important at this point in history of planet Earth? Healing is necessary to help each individual reclaim a state of grace. State of grace is being aligned to your higher selves and source. It's a birthright. Part of our quest to remember the power of community and working in community. So, what is the pilgrimage linked to quests, and how does this link to previous healing of the Akashic records and timelines? Why surrender? Well, we're not in true synchronicity until we surrender to the relationship we have with the ever expanding universe, thus relinquishing control. As humans, we have lived in isolation from each other and source for eons. Until now, we have until now we have participated in power play scenarios when we really should have just been supporting each other in relationships of all kinds with our humans, our soul family, and in relationship with our spiritual support team. I know a lot of you doing that now anyway, and more will. But until we learn to relinquish all control over the outcomes of any situation, we will not heal from the years of imbalance and remain in isolation. The act of surrender is the act of giving control to our higher selves to move us into positions which align us with the greatest good of all, as opposed to the flawed creations of our controlling egos. And I'm certain that everyone would like to be in their highest timelines all of the time. How does that relate to our Akashic records, our timelines, and our free will? Well, our Akashic records are within our control at a higher self level. And we do whatever tidying clearing is necessary when we need to. They are dynamic and accessible and changeable on a daily basis. The records hold details of all actions and commitments in our current, our previous, and parallel lifetimes. The records hold any contracts we have committed to with any souls helping us in our life, in our life paths, but also on their life's paths too. The records hold any contracts or residual contracts we have inherited based on our family, our nationality, and our ancestral roots. And that's why we have needed to clear out our Akashic records, our timelines, much more recently. In the natural course of things, we review our records and update our records when one incarnation or lifetime ends as part of our life review. We also add new contracts and when we feel the need to. The process of ascension has meant that the balance has changed dramatically, and all of this activity has speeded up. So the life review process has become necessary in the present moment, hence clearing more and deeper in recent times. So I've been on this journey. Well done. The changes in frequency mean that all activity needs to be happening in the current moment for the greatest good of all. So, what does that mean practically? That practically means for every soul incarnated at this time on the planet. Well, the drawing of the golden age means that fundamentally every soul on this planet will be returning to a state of grace. And that means all souls are created equally. All souls are creatively employed in dynamically growing love and well-being. All souls are engaged with all other souls for the greater good of all. And there are no barriers anymore. Nothing can be hidden. All souls can communicate without needing to speak. We know telepathy, but music is communication, sound, art, energy exchange, and of course, love. All souls are recognized and recognizable by the unmistakable energetic signature, unique in color and resonance. All souls are unique and, as such, perfect part of the whole. Each soul has a unique part to play in the creation, and there's many examples. But much like the piece in a jigsaw or the notes in a musical piece, and a good friend of mine said she had a download where she was a piece of an onion, a layer of an onion, or you could say a spark of the whole, because we are one. So harmony will return As competition, conflict, ego, the division fade into embers of of our memory and our history. This means we will need to be comfortable in accepting that we are souls in a state of grace, which basically means in communion with all other souls, and of course, God, Source, the Creator, whatever you call God, maybe the divine. Having spent our earthly lives to date living mostly physical experiences, we need to reconnect with our spark of the divine, our higher selves. Our higher selves have been operating in a state of grace all of our entire lives, but the ego has been trying to operate without consultation with our nerve center, without consultation to our higher selves. And this is why our controlling ego needs to go to surrender. So this is what we need to do. Re-establish our connection with our higher self for progress and guidance so that we can move ahead to true synchronicity in true surrender. And honestly, this is so exciting when we can achieve this. So all of this I've explained is so important to understand the concept of surrender. So previously, healings have been directed via the Akashic records to individuals. As the Golden Age dawns, the need for healing is equally as powerful, but on a different level. Any isolation, which some energies have previously put in place to control individuals, now needs to be removed. We now need to remember who we are and what our roles are. So after this meditation, you will all feel the power and intensity of our reunification, the knowledge of our true experience of the universal community. So let's get to the meditation. So make sure you are physically comfortable, sitting or lying down. It is easier to maintain your focus with your eyes closed. So if that feels okay to you, close your eyes. We will start focusing on our breath. And that's the only thing that's going to be in common with my previous sessions. I always like to get into heart coherence. Let's just do 1 minute of heart math breathing. So breathing love into your heart for 5 seconds, love out of your heart for 5 seconds, and I'll come back to you in 1 minute. So at this point, we will ask our spiritual support team, our inspirers, and angels to join us on this rediscovery, on this journey. You will all go in different directions according to your routes and needs for this journey. It's quick and easy, but if you feel any stress at any point or out of your heart, just tap your collarbone to bring yourself out of stress, out of the fear state, and back into your heart. So we're going to do some more breathing. We're going to do some grounding breathing. And I'm going to do the first one. Now, this grounding breathing is all about sound because this will connect you to a different power level. Your sounds will be completely different, but just let it out. I'll do the first one with you. So through your nose, inhale for 3 seconds. Then hold for 2 or 3 seconds. And then let it out for 4 seconds with a sound. Do that 4 more times. Breathe through the nose for 3 seconds. Hold for 2 or 3 seconds. Out for 4 seconds with a sound. Just check if there's any places or physical discomfort in your body. And just repeat that pattern 4 more times if there is. Let's just all do that for 4 more times. So breathe through your nose for 3 seconds. Hold for 2 or 3 seconds. Then out for 4 seconds with a sound. That's once. 3 more times. So for this meditation of surrender, to connect with your higher self, if you want to, you can place 1 or 2 hands over your heart. And if you find your mind wandering because you're not in your heart, just at any point, just first of all, be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. And then tap your collarbone to take you out of your head and back into your heart. So this grounding connection with Mother Earth, with the planet. Now, we often make this journey, what we're about to do, in our sleep state. So we actually know where we're going. We know where our safe and comfortable place, our destination is already. So from your contact points in your body, for a few of you, this may be your feet, it may be your base chakra, but wherever your contact points are in your body, visualize roots growing from those contact points from your body and feel them moving deeply into Mother Earth and through the earth to the core until your roots meet somewhere safe and comfortable which is familiar to you. Feel into that. What does your safe place look like when you're grounding? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? Is there a boulder? Is there a crystal? What is your anchor point you recognize as your signature anchor point within the earth? Feel it and make it your own. Now, is there any kind of being with you? Any kind of being maintaining your space and your anchor point? If there is, and there will be from all of us actually, but if there's a being maintaining your anchor point, remember what they look like. Remember their face, their body, their energy, their frequency. They are supporting us. Anchor your roots to your specific anchor point, and when you're ready, come back up from the earth. Return your energy to your heart center, where it first began this journey. Now check your heart space. How does it feel? Expanded? Comfortable? So your spiritual support teams, your guides, your helpers, and angels are all holding space for you. Feel them. Can you feel their pride, excitement, and joy? Because you are joining them in this conscious community that you are creating. You are creating. Feel it, embrace it, love it. So let's just rest and connect to your teams for 30 seconds while you now prepare for your journey to meet your community again and reconnect to your higher self. I'll be back in 30 seconds. So the speed of this journey is incredible, and you've done it many times before, and you know exactly where you're going. Reconnect with your guides and helpers and ask them to accompany you on this journey if you want. If you want, again, place your hands over your heart. Visualize yourself, your energy, moving upwards from your heart. Visualize yourself, your energy, moving up from your heart to your crown chakra, to your stellar gateway, and beyond. Visualize yourself moving up, your energy moving up, way beyond, until you are aware that you've reached your destination. This will probably be very quick, as you know how to get there to your destination without a map. What do you see and feel during your journey? So when you've arrived at your destination, spend time reconnecting with anyone you see, sense, or feel. Everyone knows each other. Everyone knows you. Embrace with all of them, any of them. This will remind you of who you are. Spend time and try to remember the sights, the colours, the smells, the landscapes, the light, the emotions, the energies. Ask questions if you want. So we're going to stay here. Once you are at that destination connecting, you're going to stay here for 8 minutes. Once you are in, it will go like a flash. And as said, you may not even want to come back. When that 8 minutes is up, I'm going to do, just to bring you back gently, you will hear a little blowing noise from me, like just to bring you back gently before I start speaking again. Enjoy your time. Back to you in 8 minutes. Start to come back to your consciousness. Come back to your consciousness. This journey is designed to enable you to remember that you are unique and part of the much bigger picture. It's time to say goodbye as you need to return to your firmly anchored roots. When you leave your guides, your helpers, your angels, they will accompany you as usual to your physical body. Be mindful, aware how you feel when you're leaving and coming back to your body. Maybe you feel sad. Maybe you feel excited. Maybe you feel loved. Did you feel the presence of Source? Remember all that you can and do revisit this place, which is sacred, as often as you wish. Your team is always available to you. And how does that feel like? Are you cocooned in unconditional love? Know that you're engaging in the magical quest in the presence of your team, and you've surrendered to any trace of self-focused ego in favor of source community. For the good of all, let the healing begin. It's now time to return. Follow your energy back to your heart space and see how much that space, your heart space, has grown. Check in with your body and see that all is well. Wriggle your feet, your toes, wriggle your fingers, your hands, maybe shake your arms, adjust your body. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. You should now be aware that you're all very much part. We are all very much part of the tapestry where each stitch is unique and essential. We are all essential and unique. You are participating in all of the decision making and creative processes of all time. Surrendering your need to direct your ego is not losing yourself, but regaining your participation in the whole. Look for synchronicities, look for signs, look for pointers, coincidences, confirmations of the unity to consolidate your healing. This is your birthright, and this is surrender. Please feel free to comment in this YouTube feed on how you felt on your journey. It's always, as I said, always useful for others, and we'd love to get your feedback. For now, for those who want to join on the 29th, please do. For now, send you huge love. And as always, I'm so humbled and grateful to be on this journey with you. Bye for now.